Jeff and Jeremy.
Steve is in from the Woods Humane Society. Steve is another friend of the show. He's in our fantasy football league, and that's what we've been talking about while Hart was wrapping up. And Jeff is laughing. Are you laughing at his misfortune because he started Gardner Minshew last night?
I'm laughing at you because you've been over here dealing with the tech chat people, the tech support for posting.
Our podcast is having an issue right now, and they ask the stupidest questions.
And Jeremy's never dealt with the tech people before, and I was like, "Oh, give them a ring. You know, they're pretty good. They answer your questions right away." And I know full well that's not the case. And so I'm just watching him get mad and madder and madder and madder, and that's why there was a big gap after the Heart song. And that's why
it wasn't that big of a gap. It was still fading out.
He's freaking out over here.
But anyways, hi Steve, how are you?
Hey buddy, how you doing?
I feel bad for Steve. I really do.
You know, I feel bad for Steve, too, because he can't even go into work and play with the puppies and the kittens. So when his fantasy football team tanks and he starts Gardner Minshew, he has nothing to help him rebound into a good mood except for talking to us. And then here we are bringing it up again.
Relax. Season's still early, gentlemen.
Oh, okay. So this isn't affecting you. You're good.
I'm good, dude.
Because I know you've been playing. You got Tom Brady and you got Gardner Minshew, and Brady hasn't been great. In the last 2 weeks, you've been running Brady out there, and Minshew's been putting up better numbers. But then, God, you've tried to. You're like, all right, I'm in. I'm in. I put him in, and then what did he score you last night in fantasy? 10 points.
He was saying, "Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach." So I put him in, and he let me down.
Yeah, he did not perform as everybody thought he would last night.
It's Miami too. Come on.
Yeah.
That's the way it works when you don't have locked and loaded guys and you go with the fringe guys. That's why Jeremy took Russell Wilson in the draft. He moved up, got Russell Wilson. Looks like it's paying off for him. Doing well right now. Jeremy's in first place. First place in our league right now. I'm in dead last.
It's all about the stack. It's all about the stack. And I got the double stack between Chris Carson and Tyler Lockett. It's just DJ Metcalf keeps taking receptions away from DK.
Are you a fan of this team?
I'm not.
That you're wearing the shield of right today?
Yeah. He hasn't earned my respect yet. He's still a kid. I'll get his name right when he earns my respect. No, I always call him DJ because nobody's called DK. For some reason, I want to call him DJ. So, anyway, Steve, I know you want to talk about what's going on at Woods, and the Wiggle Waggle Walk for Woods Marathon is still happening virtually, correct?
How much have you logged in the Wiggle Waggle virtual?
Personally, I've been getting out with my shover legs daily, man.
So, I mean, have you done the 5K yet?
No, I haven't reached the 5K.
Like, how much of the K have you reached?
Probably like a 2.5, 2.75,
that's
maybe.
Good. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. I feel bad because I've gotten 0. Because here's my thing, okay? This is, now it's been going on.
Have very short legs, though, so it's going to take you a little longer.
It's got like 3 or 4 weeks into this thing, and here we are, and I'm like, but I got lots of time because I get to the end of October. Well, that's not the case now, and I don't want to be in a situation for the last 10 days of October. I'm scrambling to get 5K in and in between lunch sessions and all that. It's difficult. It's a difficult proposition.
You start doing some push-ups in the studio there.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Now, but you're supposed to take your pets with you, right? I mean, that's part of the challenge, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be great. I mean, your pets have been taken care of. Well, you haven't been sitting at home most of the time, but I mean, a lot of us have had the opportunity to spend a lot of extra time with our animals, and if you have them, and it's time to say thank you. Get them outside. You know, I drive around town or I look outside and I see people walking their dogs all the time, and the way we're doing the Wiggle Waggle this year is everybody that's out there walking could be participating. It's that easy. We're not having the physical event, but we are running that virtual campaign, and as you mentioned, we're doing that virtual 5K. Where you can join that Woods Club on Strava. It's a tracking app that tracks your distance. And, you can compete for some great prizes that way. We have some great fundraising prizes. And when you register this year, you get the limited edition 2020 Woods Humane Society face mask. So you really can't go wrong. Everybody's wearing masks. Might as well wear a Woods mask.
And right? I got to think that is truly as limited edition as it gets, because what are the chances? I mean, the chances that it's around in 2021 are somewhat there, but the chances that it's around in 2022, probably non-existent. So, I mean, you're talking about a truly limited edition mask because it could be out only 1 year. you got to get your hand on that collectible while you
What's
can.
more limited edition, the Woods Humane Society mask or the Soundhouse mask? Because I saw the band Soundhouse in Paso. They have their masks. They have a mask going.
Knowing Eric and how he promotes, believe me, we'll be well into 2024, and he will be trying to sell those Soundhouse face masks.
Woodshumane.org. Now, if people have questions, Steve, how do they get those answered? I mean, are there people standing by? Are there operators standing by? Like, I have some questions about getting involved in this, and besides just looking at a website, what can I do?
For the Wiggle Waggle, we have our FAQs right there on the website for the event. But if people do have questions, it's all about reaching out to us. Reach out to us through social media. Always give us a call or shoot us over emails. All the contact information is on that page. And we're around to help and to inspire and to hopefully get the community to engage and help us raise money to support those important programs that we continually talk about, regardless of the situation that's been going on for the last 21 or so weeks. The animals out there at Woods Humane Society still need us, still need our support. And it's pretty easy to get involved. It's pretty simple to get involved. We're going to have a fun costume contest that's going to be happening virtually. That's going to start up after the 1st. It's just there's a lot of ways to engage and to help spread the word.
I'm going to put my wife on point on this because she just got our George, our bulldog, a UPS costume.
Oh, a UPS costume.
Why are you rolling your eyes, Jeff?
I wasn't.
You totally rolled your eyes.
I wasn't. Because people who dress up their dogs are stupid.
He's doing a contest, a costume contest. You're calling him stupid now?
Well, I better.
It's not bad enough that he started Gardner Minshew and you get any points for it.
I better see your dog in that costume in the Wiggle Waggle Walkathon.
Yeah, as I said, my wife.
I think that your wife may have bought the costume, and now you're like, okay, well, now we can make it work and not feel silly because,
I think he also got him a Freddy Krueger costume or a Chucky.
Oh, so there's multiple costumes.
Chucky. I think it's a Chucky costume. Is the other one.
Multiple costumes.
Oh, yeah. She's all about the costumes. He hates them, too. Like, literally, when he's out of control, how we discipline him is we put on a tight shirt. And he hates that. He just goes and lays down. But when I get the shirt out, I'm like, if he's being a jerk, a butthead, I'll be like, hey, you want the shirt? And he runs away.
If Jeremy were to put George on his back in a UPS shirt and do push-ups, would that count towards exercise for the Wiggle Waggle Walkathon?
Absolutely.
He weighs 60 pounds.
Some video of it so that we can put it on social media.
Yeah, I'm not putting him on my back. He weighs 60
Do you think
pounds.
he'd stay on your back?
No.
That's the thing.
No, I don't.
That's the challenge. Like a cat, maybe. Dog, not so much.
Yeah, Jeff's a big cat guy. He revealed today he's a big cat guy now. He loves his cat, so.
I have more respect for the cat.
They do grow on you, right?
Yeah. So the cat, there was a silly witch's hat bought for the cat by a family member of mine, and
your wife.
Yeah, I'm sure the kids wanted it, and she obliged. I'm sure. And they tried to put the hat on the cat, and the cat's smart, right? Because it's a cat. Right? It's like shakes it off and runs away real quick and hides under a bed.
Imagine that, a cat in a hat.
Molly, they call Molly over. Dogs are loyal to a fault. Too loyal to a fault and good to a fault. Like they listen to everything you say. Like, Molly, stay still. Put the hat on, and then she just sits there paralyzed with this hat on. Like she could, we could put the hat on her, and she would stay there for, I'm convinced, 3 or 4 days without moving. Until you take the hat off of her.
She would just have that look on her face. She just hates you.
Yes, she was just like this look of paranoia, like, what is on my head? 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 What is on my head?
What have you done to me?
Yes. And then you take it off, and she's normal. It's the strangest thing. It's like the magic hat.
That's how it works with George with the shirt. I put the shirt on him, he just goes and lays down, and then he's not a butthead anymore. So, all right, Wiggle Waggle, Walk for Woods. More information, woodshumane.org. Well, better luck with the rest of your games this weekend, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate your support.
All right, see you, buddy.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Cards there.
A town in upstate New York, about 50 miles from the Canadian border. They voted to retain their controversial name of Swastika. Swastika, New York is a real place.
Come on, are you serious?
And the name actually predates Nazism
Still, it doesn't
World
matter.
War II.
Common sense here. How's tourism in Swastika, Pennsylvania? Where'd you say it was? New York? Come on, that's ridiculous. That's just. I mean, seriously, it's not one of the worst words out there, but it's kind of.
Guess how long the.
It's kind of second tier.
Guess how long the. It's in the Adirondacks. Guess how long.
They make great chairs, by the way.
Yeah, they do. Some of the best chairs ever.
If you like to lean back. I'm more of a sit-up kind of guy.
Guess how long it took the 4-member board of the town to
God, how small is this town?
have a discussion on whether or not they should keep their name.
5 minutes.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Because I could
5 minutes.
tell they're stuck. That's how these small towns work, man. When you said there was 4 of them, this has got to be an ultra small town, and they're like, "Nope, we ain't doing it." Hell, them snowflakes. We're swastika, damn it. We're going to be swastika. And we don't sound like this when we talk because we're on the East Coast. Damn it, this is what other people think we sound like because we're dumbasses.
Michael Alcamo is a cyclist from New York City who was driving through the area and realized, oh, whoa, there's the sign. And as the sign, by the way, has a logo of the swastika on it. During a ride this summer, he reached out to county officials and said, maybe you guys should change the name of your town. It's kind of offensive.
To an entire population of people?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Global symbol of white supremacy.
Freedom of speech, damn it. Whatever. I would just think maybe they don't want their people. Maybe that's their thing. Maybe they don't want anybody to show up to their town. Maybe they don't want people moving there. They don't want tourism. They just want to be left alone. What's the best way to do that?
Yes, that's true.
Be named after a racially charged name, and probably nobody will come see you. Yeah,
Dan Snyder owned that town? Is he like, is he the mayor of that town? He's like, we're not changing the name of the town. No way, no how. We're not doing it.
I was a football team, okay?
In fact, you know what? If they force our hand, we're just going to call it a town.
And the difference is, is there a difference? I don't know. Maybe this is a lot closer than I think. I think about the Washington Redskins, and I think about the fact that they've been around. There's a legacy. There's a story there. And just to change the name, well, now they have.
Well, that's what the city council or the whatever. It's weird in upstate New York and Pennsylvania that it's like townships and stuff like that. So they speak the King's English back there. I don't know what it is, but the township council has. They said that they don't want to change it. It's a historical name of the town, and it has nothing to do with World War II.
But nobody knows that
when the town was
unless
founded.
you live in the town,
or
you're associated with the town. So everybody else just thinks you're a racist town.
If you're just passing through, you're like, "Oh, I don't know about this place, honey. Let's keep driving."
But you know what? It's not my town. It's not my name. It's none of my business. You want to keep your name? Keep your name. I don't agree. I would probably tell you should change your name too, but
it's bad business. Just like naming your team the Washington racial slurs is a bad business. Right?
Well, Dan Snyder didn't own the team when they named it. So
true. He
probably wasn't even born.
He bought the team with that name and decided to take the hard-headed stance until society forced him to change it to football team.
Hashtag
are from racial slurs to football team.
Let's say gross or cool. Michael Jackson's cousin, her name's Marsha. Her name's Marsha Stewart, by the way. I wonder if she ever gets confused with Martha. Marsha Stewart is selling an IV drip bag for Michael Jackson.
Classy. That's a good move.
This was apparently from his deathbed.
I have a few cousins that if I made it famous, I could see them doing this.
And now, remember, he died of overdose of propofol. He gave himself, or the doctor gave him. I can't remember who gave it to who, but there's kind of went back and forth. But they say now this may have been the bag that administered his final dose of propofol. Jeez.
My name is Marsha, and I'm the cousin of Michael Jackson. And this is one of the IVs, the last one actually, that he had in his arm.
Yeah, she listening to Hotel California in the background of that. She can't even bother turning down the KZOZ while she's making the video. Come on, Marsha.
It's up for sale at auction right now. I mean,
go back. I want to hear that again. Was she listening to Hotel California?
My name is Marsha, and I'm the cousin of Michael Jackson. And this is one of the IVs, the last one actually, that he had in his arm. That was
Hotel California.
I can't make it out. You can't.
Na, 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 na. Listen, you'll hear it there.
Again?
My name is Marsha, and I'm the cousin of Michael Jackson. And this is one
there.
of the
Yeah.
IVs,
Yeah.
the last one
Sounds
actually
like it.
that he had in his arm.
You dubbed that as the best song ever performed by a mariachi band. You couldn't even pick that up from Marsha's video?
My hearing is not as good as yours.
Are you taking your memorabilia purchase of somebody's used IV bag that died while using the IV bag serious if the person is blaring the Eagles in the background?
Marsha Stewart. So here's the thing. How much do you think this will go for? This is probably the bag of IV that was hooked to him when he died.
I hope
and
zero.
administrated
This is so
the
classless.
final bit of propofol that took his life.
Classless.
What do you think people will pay for this? You know Michael Jackson's a big deal to a lot of people.
I know.
And now that I'm looking at the price, I'm thinking about buying it and giving it to a friend of mine who's a huge Michael Jackson fan.
$50.
20 or 2,500.
What?
That seems like I would think it would go for 50 grand.
No, because look at the source you're buying it from. I mean, do you trust her that that's really the bag? She could have just been hanging outside the back of a hospital and found something in the dumpster and said, "Oh yeah, this looks like a bag that would be holding the ibuprofen." Hey, crank up the Eagles, get the video rolling. Let's go.
Did Marsha Stewart, when Michael died and they took his body away, she goes, "Hold on, I want to get something from his room. I'm family." He goes, "Oh yeah, I'll get the final bag of propofol. That'll get." Here's her explaining how it actually went down.
Shortly after Michael died, I went to the house on Sunset. I was able to go in and go to the bedroom. And what I did, I took it and put it in my purse. This actually belonged with Michael Jackson. It had some white, like milk fluid
Just cranking the Eagles.
inside of it, which later on dissolved. But this is actually
Oh, yeah, that's definitely Eagles
Michael
now.
right here. DNA, that's what made me grab it, the blood.
God, family, right?
What are you gonna do with Michael Jackson's DNA? Come on.
A little white fluid in there.
I would never, ever think to do that. Be like, okay, what can I grab in here that might be valuable? Well, that's got some of his DNA on it. Let's go ahead and grab that IV bag, the one that killed him.
Yeah, this does not make you look good, Marsha Stewart.
Well, either just selling it for $2,500. What is she going to do? Buy a Geo Metro with it? I mean, come on, $2,500. Is that really the big payday that you were looking to land? I have a friend who bought a website domain the other day. She bought it a couple months ago. And for whatever reason, that website domain went up from $40 to $1,300.
What's the website?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, why? She owns it.
That's fine. I'm not going to tell you because it might be.
Oh, is it pornographic?
No, it might be sold here on the Central Coast. But that's neither here nor there. That's a legitimate way.
How does a website go up that much? What kind of website is it?
I asked the question, and she said it was based on search interest of whatever the term is and keywords that are attached to it, or that people might not, or just randomly typing it in. If it gets enough hits, it's worth that. Or people have inquired about buying it, and then that drives the price of it up on the market. Strange, that whole website domain situation. She does that. That's what a big part of her job is. She sits there and she buys web domains that she thinks might be a good idea. This one actually hit and went way up in value. But
I've got a lot of good names, a lot of good ideas.
But my
I
point
need
is,
to talk to this person.
My point is, it's like, she went from $40 to $1,300, and she's like, she's not super over the moon about it. This lady's been hanging on to this IV drip for over a decade. Gross. It's a gross piece of memorabilia that what are you keeping it?
Well, then we just talked a month ago about a lock of hair that had crusty blood on it from Abraham Lincoln.
That was somebody who's
shot
historic.
in the head.
That was somebody who was famous, not infamous. Michael Jackson was infamous because of...
No, he was famous.
No, he was infamous
He's the
because...
number one pop star of all time.
He
was just as famous as a president. He's not more famous.
He's infamous.
Actually, you know what?
He's infamous, though, because of his relations with children. Okay? So that's what made him a bad guy. Lincoln was never a bad guy.
He had to pull that card out. I'm not going to even comment.
You can't.
All right.
There's nothing you can say. You know why? Because it's true. He's infamous.
Tyra Banks. Does anybody like this
Dirtbag.
woman? She doesn't care.
Dirtbag with a dirtbag cousin. Listen to
Dancing with the
Eagles.
Stars that I'm hosting this season, and it wasn't perfect. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, but I messed up. I said the wrong words, but the thing is I kept going. In fact, you know what? Tonight, Sky Jackson, Disney Channel star, she kind of fell and during her dance, and she got back up and she kept going. And because of that, she's here for another week. So the message is, I messed up this week, Sky messed up this week, but we're going to keep on going and going, all right?
Good for you,
So
Tyra.
forgive yourself when you mess up, stand the heck up, and keep going.
Everybody
Now
says-
tell the haters, what? I don't know your name.
I'm
What? I don't
I
see
say
you. What?
you are a liar.
Because I'm getting up. And I'm keeping
I say
going.
you are a liar.
Well,
Okay.
since the fact she's a liar, nobody cares.
Listen.
All right? Who cares that you
Everybody knows that every good host of any kind of show of all time makes the show not about what the show's about, but themselves.
Come on, I had a rough night and I hate the f***ing Eagles, man.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.